Today's live stream is on the topic of what companies autistics shouldn't support and why. The last live stream for Autism Acceptance Month live stream series for Autism Acceptance Month. I used an article to gather information for this topic, which will be posted in the comments section. I also will post the other two articles that I read but did not mention or did not use in this live stream in the comment section for those who are interested in reading them. All the information below came from the Thinking Person's Guide for Autism website in the article Useful Autism Organizations. Just to let you know, this article covered both autism organizations we do recommend and autism organizations that we don't recommend. For this live stream, we are focusing on autism organizations we don't recommend. How can you know which autism organization to support and trust? Those we endorse follow these guidelines. 1. Supports not cures. 2. Autism informed supports and therapies. 3. Inclusiveness. 4. Acceptance, not stigmatization. Sorry, I think that's how you say it. And 5. Advocacy for the human and civil rights for all people. Autism organizations we don't recommend. Age of Autism. Anti-vaccine pseudoscience enforcing cure-oriented parent organization that consistently spreads insupportable and dehumanizing information about autism and autistic people. The American Science Foundation, despite refuting autism vaccine causation, pseudoscience, ASF supports cure-oriented research. They also issued a statement endorsing ABA therapy, specifically in response to an autistic-led outcry against the practice as a self-rights violation. And hello to whoever who came in. Autism Speaks devalues autistic people with fear-based burden messaging, consistently spends more money on fundraising, marketing, causation, and prevention orientated research than on resources or research to improve the quality of life for existing autistic people. EASI Foundation, or Ending Aggression and Self-Harm in the Developmentally Disabled, promotes electroconvulsion therapy as a way to control severe behaviors without investigating the roots of those behaviors, except through a behavioral rather than autism-informed lenses. Generation Rescue, which is defunct, which means it's no longer around, affiliated with Shocker or University of Google graduate Jenny McCarthy. Jenny McCarthy scares parents with false mercury vaccine causation myths to get them to pay for useless to dangerous pseudoscience autism treatments while mercenary emergency emergency why can't I not talk today? I am so sorry. Executives and board members skim the profits. That really makes me sick. That's disgusting. We have Medical Academy for pet. I'm trying to think. My brain is like, sometimes it does this thing where it shuts itself off, and it does it when my anxiety is really high. Sorry. It's called MAPS. I can't, for some reason I can't say it. I'll probably come back and say it later because that's how my brain thinks to work. So it's called Medical Academy for Pediatrics. There we go. Pediatrics Special Needs, which is MAPS. We have pseudoscience-based alternative autism treatments, certification approaches for physicians despite promotional materials written to appear mainstream. Has been taken over by Defeat Autism Now. And that makes me disgusted. I don't like that. You can't defeat autism, and that is stands for DAN space, and it's partnered with Generation Rescue, TACA, and NAA. The National Autism Association, which is NAA, promotes autism pseudoscience, including the myth that autism is a bio neurological and that autism traits can be treated or completely overcome through dietary interventions. Um, unrepentingly negative and ableistic messaging. The National Council for Severe Autism doesn't follow any of the single one principles, which are listed below, which I spoke about how you have to have support. Let me go back and read them. The the guidelines for any organization that you have to have, you have to have support, which is not cures. You have to have autistic informed supports and therapies, inclusiveness, acceptance, and advocating for the human and civil rights of all people. And if you don't have these, then you're not an organization that is trying to help people that are autistic. Okay, so for the National Council of Severe Autism, we have Care or Native. We have uses misleading statistics to support the widely debunked myth of the autism endemic. Is openly hostile to disability community-led policies on housing, supported decision making, and banning restraints and seclusion. Profound Autism Alliance. This is another hydrohead for the same grievance parents, which is run by the Autism Science Foundation and the National Council Severe Autism. We have TACA, the Autism Community in Action, rebranded from Talking About Curing Autism. I really don't like the second one. I'm not saying the first one is better. I mean, the first one, the former name, I do not like at all. The name, this name itself, I just feel like it's disgusting. That's just Mariah's point. It says advocates for cures and recovery rather than acceptance and understanding. Endorses pseudoscience-based medical interventions, especially diets. It's affiliated with Dr. Bob Sears, whose medical license is in probation. We're providing his pediatric patients with questionable vaccine exemptions. That says all. I'm sorry. That says all it needs to say. Treatment for treating autism / thinking autism, and this is from the UK. Former Andrew Wakefield's apologist, now promoting cure-orientated autism pseudoscience for treating the the core symptoms of autism, scaremongers of autism, risk factors. Despite evidence, autism is both genetic and inborn. Inaccurately and dehumanizingly describing autism as a severe mental developmental, sorry, let me say that again. Severe mental, neurodevelopmental disorder that places enormous burden on affected individuals and their families and society as a whole. And this was exposed in 2022 as having anti-vax links. This one is going to be hard for me to say because I don't like the former name that it was called. VOR, and the former name is, oh, God help me, Jesus. I just don't like saying that word. Okay, it says the voice of the retarded. I'm so sorry for anyone that offends because it offends me even saying it. Okay. Promotes institutionalization and segregated living for people with intellectual disability, which is contrary to the wishes of ID and DD self advocates. And the last organization on here, which is Together for Choice, claims, and this is in air quotes, or quotes, it says to unite, to protect, and advance the rights of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, which is ID/DD, which is, intellectual disability and developmental disability, to live, work, and thrive in a community or setting of their choice, but in practice actively opposes ID or DD self-advocate organization choices on these issues, which obviously basically makes no sense. So you advocate for something, but you don't really want that. This list contains some examples, but it doesn't cover every single example for all the harmful autistic organizations out there. I did read two other articles. They have a lot. Like one particular article has a whole lot of organizations that are not even in this live stream. It was so many. My goodness, I was like, if I put all these, it's gonna probably overwhelm people. So I thought maybe instead of putting them in this video, I'm gonna link the article below because there's so many. And if you support any of them, you may want to rethink it because based on all the information I read, you probably would be shocked. That's like how at least how I thought it. And if the organization does do the five guidelines that I said before, they don't meet those, then they don't support. They are not an autistic. It's not a sorry. It would not be an organization that any autistic would want to support. The next live stream is going to be on the topic. Sorry, is on Saturday, March. Really, March? I mean May. Sorry, I went back a month. May 4th at June. On noon at. Sorry, my brain is not going the way it's. I'm so sorry, guys. I sometimes have to laugh so I won't cry because I get so overwhelmed that I feel bad. I feel bad for my mistakes, but at the same time, I know it's just part of how I am. Back to the saying. Let me redo that again. The next live stream will be on Saturday, March 4th, at noon EDT, and I live in Maryland, so it's on the Eastern time zone. So just so you know, and the suggested topic is on Erlin syndrome, and one of my online friends suggested this topic. I thought it was interesting to learn about. I never heard of it before then. Thanks for watching, guys. I love you. Bye.